Welcome back to Burn and Barrel, and today we are going to be reviewing Maker's Mark 46 Cask Strength. Maker's Mark Distillery is located in Loretto, Kentucky. The distillery is owned by Beam Suntory, which also owns the Jim Beam Distillery as well. This particular bottle is the number 46 at Cask Strength. Now the side label here decides to talk about a little of why they decided to do a Cask Strength version. Apparently the 94 proof was a sweet spot for the French oak, but has been so good that they wanted to decide to try it at Cask Strength. Unfortunately, this bottle is not age dated, so we have no idea really how long this bottle has been aged for in the barrels. But the mash bill for this is 70% corn, 16% wheat, and 14% malted barley. The bottle's design is typical of Makers, as it has a very cube-like bottom and has the red dipped wax top as well. And now, let's get right into the review. So I've gone ahead and poured up some of the Maker's 46 Cask Strength here. So let's go ahead and get right into the review. So, for the color on this one, it's a little bit darker. Again, not super dark, but it's definitely got a nice color to it. If I'm honest, I've only ever had like a few French oak products ever. This being one of them, so I can't say for certain that I have a ton of experience with this, but I'm going to give it a good shot anyway. I want to kind of get into a few different types of different whiskeys and things like that. So we're going to punch forward with this anyway. So the color is pretty good. So I'm not sure if it's unlike other French oaks because I've only had maybe a couple ever. But it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat, the color on this one. I don't believe this has an age statement on it. Could be wrong on that, but it doesn't look like it. It just says that it's finished with French oak staves, and that's about it, I think. So there may be something online about the age on this, but as far as what it says on the bottle, doesn't really say. It just gives you the barrel number or the batch number and the proof, which is 110.3. Which is lower for a cask strength that I have seen. Most cask strengths I see are at least 115 plus, usually the 120s, but not always. So this one is a good case in point with that. Anyway, I'm going on and on. The color here is pretty good, so let's just go ahead and get right into the nose for this one. So this is a pretty sweet nose, actually. I'm getting a lot of sweet notes here. I'm getting like a vanilla icing. It kind of just smells like the top of a cupcake, if that makes any sense. And also it smells like if it was like a caramel flavored cupcake. So like you have the vanilla icing, but the actual bread's like caramel flavored. I don't know, that's kind of, because I'm getting a caramel note too, but it really is like a sweet confectionery type icing note on the top, which is super nice. I really like that. There's a little bit something else there too. It's like a little bit of toast, not like the bread. Sorry, I meant like the toasted oak. That's kind of what I'm getting. It smells a little bit like if somebody's put a piece of wood over a campfire for a little bit. Not fully burnt or charred or ashed or anything like that, but just definitely like slightly burnt wood. But mainly it's those sweet notes I was talking about, like a caramel vanilla cupcake. So super nice. I like it. Not really, it's not super strong, but it's definitely there. I got to kind of dig in a little bit. Like if I smell it here, I don't really get a lot, but if I really get my nose in there, then yeah, I'll be able to get something. So again, not super strong, but definitely what you get is pretty good. So I do enjoy that. So yeah, let's get right into the palate. So I'm getting a little bit of that caramel again on the palate. Whoa, I just got like a kind of like a big explosion of oak there, but the front of the palate's super nice. I'm getting notes. I'm getting like a nice caramel note in there, which is super good. I guess a little bit of like I might be not as much the icing. I don't really get as much of the icing anymore, but I'm definitely getting more of the caramel and a little bit of like baking spice in there. I'm getting a fruit note too, but I can't tell you what that is. Let me see if I can find it. I want to say it's like a cherry, and I'm talking like this much, like that much. It's not a lot, but it is there, and I really enjoy that, but not a ton. I only caught it because it was like a slight twang on the end of the palate before it just kind of exploded with the oak. Because if I'm honest, you can definitely tell this is some sort of French oak product. And again, I've only had a couple ever before this, but the oak is, it's not stronger. That's not what the word is. It's just more pronounced, I think. Like, it's more front and center and doesn't taste like a regular oak. There's something different about it. So I kind of understand, like, if I was put this in a blind and tried this, I could definitely tell there's something not off, but different about it. I mean, yeah, like I'm getting those nice notes, and all of a sudden, boom, there it is. It just starts expanding, like swelling that oak flavor. The actual whiskey itself is pretty viscous. It's super nice. It's got like a nice oily texture to it, so I'm getting all these flavors, which is super good. It kind of lingers for a little bit, maybe medium to long, like not a super long time, but again, it doesn't just go away instantly, which is super nice. It kind of sticks around just for a minute, let you marinate in that, think about it. So I'm enjoying this a lot. The end of it, the palate, it's a little bit, like I said, it's not strong, but then it gets a little strong, and the tannins come through a little bit, so it kind of dries just slightly. Like, I'm nitpicking here, but just slightly drying on the end with a lot of that oak and the tannins. So that is kind of just sucking the moisture out of my mouth and drying it up a little bit, which is not a terrible thing, but it also provides like a little bit of a bitterness too. And you know, I like a little bitterness, but for me, it's becoming just like slightly too much, just a little, like just a little. A little bit of that baking spice still there from the palate, kind of just helping along with the oak. The sweetness really goes away by the time you get done with the front and the mid palate. It really just transitions into a full-on oak bomb by the end of it. Which I don't think is a bad thing. Like, I'm not saying that's a really bad thing. Some people love the oak, some people love when it's not sweet. What I'm finding with this is that it presents you with a sweetness up front, lures you in, and then kind of just takes it away and lays down that oak flavor on it. Which is nice, like it's a different oak. I can tell there's something different. I can't describe it really, it just is different than a normal woody oak. It's a French oak, so that's just, I mean, it's just different. But overall, I am really happy with this, excuse me, I'm really happy with this bottle. I don't remember the price. I think it's like 50, 60 bucks at most. I don't think it's that much more expensive. And Maker's Mark obviously is a pretty big distillery, so they're gonna have a lot of distribution. So this is, I think there's a different label than this one. I think there's a new label. I don't know if the juice is different. I would hope not, but I believe this is not, this is an older bottle, I believe. Yeah, this is from 2023. So I think they've updated their label and bottle shape. I think it's just all a completely different bottle look to it. But I think it's the same whiskey. I could be completely wrong, and if I'm wrong, please let me know, but I think it's the same whiskey. However, this is super good. I am thoroughly enjoying it. I want to get into more French oaks, I really do, because I've heard some fantastic stuff about them, but obviously they're not nearly as much of them as standard bourbons, so kind of have to just go and find them. But this is one of the most readily available French oaks, the regular one and this one, the 46 Cask Strength. I think Makers does a very good job with their French oak. So if you are in the market for something different, or if you like oak, or if you already like French oak and for some reason haven't had this one, I think this is a great bottle to get. Um, and it's just something different that you can experience. And again, it's not expensive, it's pretty available, and just has a unique expression that will definitely help you remember this bottle.
I hope you guys have enjoyed this review of Maker's Mark number 46 Cask Strength. Be sure to check the description below for a summarized version of this review and a link to Maker's Mark product website. Also, don't forget to leave a comment down below if you've been able to try this bottle and what you thought of it. And don't forget to check out the videos on screen and some of the other reviews I have done on this channel as well. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time here at Burn & Barrel.